Back here again with E. Dinko.
I apologize for that, guys.
It's good. It's good. This will first be seen on my Patreon, and I'm basically, when you get a regimist, okay, someone who's white collar, that's in a different circle, a socioeconomic circle than you. It's good to sit them down and just lob questions at them,
and vice versa too.
And vice versa. Now, one of the things that really confuse truckers, because truckers are blue collar people. Mm-hmm. We work hard. Mm-hmm. We don't kiss much butt. Mm-hmm. How does a regular blue collar person and or trucker get into the circles of the $1 million contracts in business? We're not even gonna say in trucking, in business, because that's exactly because everybody's like, how do you get the contract? Mm-hmm. Where's the thought process on getting close to the people who have? Because I look at it like this: the people who have the contracts are the people who have the factories producing stuff that need to be moved. Mm-hmm. They're not in the same socioeconomic class as the trucker is. Mm-hmm. So how the heck do you cross that bridge?
I'm gonna give you a prime example. I have closed more deals at a cigar club, cigar bar, on a golf course, at a dinner, in all of these social settings where the guards are down. They see you walking through the door, they automatically have a predisposition of who you are. Have you ever heard of a lobbyist?
Yes.
All right, lobbyists are people. For people who don't know what a lobbyist is somebody who goes into corporate America
and throws money around.
And they go to whatever sector they're interested in, and they connect the dots. They collect money, get money, and then give it to people to kind of for favors. So what you need to do first is you need to get a ticket to the dance. If you're not a business, you don't have a ticket to the dance. I don't care how bad, I don't care how great you are at picking roads. I don't care how awesome you are at securement. It doesn't matter. You can do an alley dock with your eyes closed. You can know every single truck stop from here to Guadalajara and know the cheapest fuel. That doesn't matter. If you don't know how to sharpen that pencil and do business, you're not going to get invited to the dance. So in order to get invited to the dance, you must first be a legitimate business. That's thing number one. And in my course, I teach about red flags. It's a section that's called red flags. And it goes through the things that the way underwriters look at you. Like for instance, with yours, I don't want to take full credit for this. I don't want to take full credit for this, but when we redid your YouTube, mm-hmm. and your YouTube started popping, it started growing by leaps and bounds. What's up, TRB? What's up, TRB? But you zoomed past TRB when we had changed and polished up the look of your YouTube, right?
True.
So the first thing people do is they go to your website. So if you are wanting to get in that position, you have to position yourself like a legitimate business, like you belong there, even if you don't feel like you do. There's something in psychology, in business and psychology, is called the imposter syndrome, where people feel like, oh, I'm an imposter, or I'm fake, or I'm phony. No, you're not fake, you're not phony, you're doing your freaking job. Do you think Will Smith really was in the middle of the air fighting aliens? Or was he acting? That was his job. Do you really think that Denzel Washington was making $1 million a day, moving that cocaine and that heroin all the way from Thailand? No, that was his job. He was acting. So I said all of that to say that that's part of your job. You're going to have to learn how to speak the right way. And you don't have to kiss people butt, but you ain't got to cuss in every other word. Mm. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, like I turn it on and off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the hood. I'm from Vine City. Like, the people who know me for real, they see it all the time. But I learned how to turn it off. That was one of the first things that I learned in corporate America, was that you need to learn how to turn that off. Like, you have to know how to do business in business settings. So I said all of that to say that first thing you have to do is get a ticket to the dance. The way you get a ticket to the dance is be a legitimate business. It doesn't matter if you have a 0 paydex score or you have an 80 paydex score. You just need to at least be a business. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to present yourself. You need to have a website that's not janky. You need to have a crisp, clean website.
Still don't have that done yet.
Yeah, we got to get your website. You got to have a crisp, clean website, because the first thing people do is they Google you. Now you have the advantage because of YouTube, and YouTube is owned by Google. So YouTube is going to push all of that up front.
Yeah, if you type me in, it pops
up. That's how come that one major company was looking at you was through your YouTube. Yeah. And you didn't need to have the website.
That's how the documentary popped off too. And I noticed, and when I noticed when the documentary team came and they rode with us, that they were really, they felt relieved that we had intelligent conversation. He kind of knew it because he watched the videos, but it was.
But the preconceived notion is that you don't. The preconceived notion is that you are going to be. You're not going to be able to vibe on an intellectual level. That is going to be, you know, this, that, and the other cuss word or slur or whatever. You can turn that AC on.
Yeah, it's good.
Low look like you about to turn inside out.
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You cut the AC on.
Yeah,
I'm alright.
I'm good.
Is this the regular blue collar person, the regular blue collar trucker or construction worker? They didn't go through the same channels during childhood. So the question is this. Is that the reason why influential people send their children to
private school? Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
So private school prepares you for that?
Yes. That's the reason why my baby's in private school right now. Even though I come from nothing. My baby, best believe she's in private school. That's why my baby take horseback riding lessons. My baby got horses. Well, it's not anymore because when she moved from Georgia to New Orleans, she don't have a horse anymore. But yes.
So they're teaching basically an etiquette class.
Etiquette, so that when you are introduced, you belong. So when you go to these, like I said, I've closed so many deals, cigar lounges, golf courses, a familiar territory. So when you're on familiar territory or common ground, then the guards are down, it's easier. You have relationships. So listen, relationships will take you places that riches cannot.
Really?
Relationships will take you places that riches cannot.
So basically, when a trucker goes out here or a blue collar guy goes out here, they're making money to get the LLC, things are working out, and they're like, I just can't get over to the next level. It could be something as small as etiquette.
It can be something as small as their email address. So when they're sending out these emails and they get turned down, they're looking at you like, you got a Gmail? Like, you have a Yahoo account? Because remember, that was the first thing I taught you when we first linked up.
I got the TV at Trucker Brown.
Yep. First thing. And you got the TV at Trucker Brown. Yep. Because that's the thing. Like, and the thing about it is that's why I like I'm so dope. I like the name, the Robin Hood of the regime. Because I'm in the regime and I come back and I tell everybody the rules. I love that idea. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm in the regime. I'm in the regime like a mug.
Where does an adult
hobnob with them all the time?
So where does an adult go
to learn this?
To learn the etiquette. Let's say
read a book.
Okay.
I know it sounds so weird, so elementary, but some of the books that changed my life: The Richest Man in Babylon.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Prime example. And in the book, he talks about it. The 48 Laws of Power. There's read different books to understand, to expand your mind. Listen to TED Talks. Listen to people.
Love me some
TED Talks off the chain. Listen to TED Talks. Listen to motivational speakers. Listen to people who have what you're trying to obtain. Like, one of my favorite things, people call me arrogant and cocky all the time. I let them. It is what it is. But I have what I have. And I would rather you call me arrogant and cocky and I can pay child support, pay my marital debt, pay for my baby's horseback riding lessons, drive in my exotic car, take the trip just because I want to take the trip. I would rather that versus me being humble and okay with you and being broke, busted, disgusted, stressed out. I would rather if I had to choose. But I said all that to say this. One of the things that because people are always trying to tell me, oh, you're arrogant, this, that, like you humble yourself. And I say this to them. I only take constructive criticism from somebody that has constructed what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not going to take constructive criticism from you if you never constructed it. Like with you when it comes to trucking, anything you got to say about trucking, I'm all ears. But if you talk to me about getting a six-pack, I'm going to look at you like, TB. You look like me, buddy. You look like me, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Vaping. Because I told you I wanted to start vaping. Anything you got to say about vaping, I'm all ears. But you try to tell me about cigars, I'm going to be like, come. Like, didn't I just teach you about cigars?
So you're a person who went from, we'll just use the words that obscurity.
I went from nothing
to successful, right?
I feel like I don't feel like I'm where I want to be, but I feel like I know that I'm not where I used to be, and I know that I'm doing better than most.
You definitely have changed your tax bracket a few times.
Changed my bracket. Yes.
So this is my question for the blue collar, for the trucker, who's gonna, let's say they're getting into the game, they're learning, they're trying to move up the ranks. How did you deal with your metamorphosis from not understanding to understanding? How did you deal with the people around you that start calling you sellouts and all that? Did that happen to you?
Yeah. If they don't, you ain't doing it right. If all the same people that are around you are staying with you, and you don't have anybody calling you a sellout, you don't have anybody saying, who do you think you are? If you don't have anybody saying, just give up, or you don't have anybody telling you to go back to doing what you used to do, you ain't doing it right. That's the best sign, because sometimes success is hard to see, and you don't know if you're doing it right. But if you have haters, and you have, I call there three different type of people. You have spectators, you have participators, and you have supporters. People are going to be, most of those people you're talking about are spectators. They're going to watch you when you are in obscurity. They're going to watch you trying to get yourself together. Then they're going to watch you win. They're spectators. That's what they're going to do. Then you have people that are participators. Participators are people that
go.
And so you're going to have people that are spectators. They're going to see, they're going to look at you. And they're going to tell you, who do you think you are? They're going to say, oh, you can't do it, or you're trying to change this, and money changed you. Yes, it does. It changed my address. It changed the way I eat. It changed the way I pay my bills. Money is an amplifier. That's one thing. If you are a jerk when you're broke, you're going to be a bigger jerk when you have money. If you're ambitious and you are humble when you're broke, you're going to be even more ambitious, and you're going to have more humility and be philanthropic when you have money. So money is going to change you. It's going to amplify you. So anyway.
So how do you deal with the people who tell you
you got to replace them?
You should stay real.
You are being real. You're being real to yourself. But this is the thing, though. You got to replace them.
So those people need to get run out of the circle.
Listen, if you cannot see that the changes that I'm making are beneficial to me and my family, then you are an enemy of my success. Like if you're trying to keep me back for your comfort, unfortunately, there's some people that I call brothers that I don't even talk to now. I just don't talk to them, because every time I talk to them, they always sneak dissing, trying to remind me of something I used to do. They won't celebrate me for what I've done right now. Sometimes strangers can be realer than some of the realest friends, unfortunately.
Yeah, because in trucking, they're going to run into a massive jump in money. Even if you just go to, let's just say you go to a place like Prime, and you were working in...
like CR England?
Yeah. No, you're working somewhere like McDonald's.
Okay.
And you decided, you see my channel, you go to get your CDLs, you're making $280 every 2 weeks. You go to Prime, learn what you're doing.
$1,500 a week, right?
You make $1,100 in a week, you leave for a month, you come back, you got $6,000 in residual income.
Yeah.
And no bills.
And no bills.
The reaction to the people around you is immense. And on the road to success, most people do, and me including at the time, did not understand that everyone's going to change around me.
Everything's going to change. And this is the thing. If they don't have your last name, you don't owe them nothing. That's what I said. If they ain't got your last name, you don't owe them nothing. If they have your last name, then you owe them talking with them, trying to understand, reasoning with them. You owe them attention. But if they ain't got your last name, you don't owe them nothing. Ray Pookie them. If you Ray Pookie them supposed to be teaming with you. They supposed to got their CDL when you got your CDL.
And I remember getting my CDL. I went straight to my group of friends that I had at the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You want to share everything with them. Like, there's a new fine chick. They're like, oh man, you got to go see old girl. They share the good stuff.
Yeah.
Or they want to hit this new weed, or they want to go drink this new liquor, or whatever. But now you get something positive. You want to share it with them.
They don't take it.
They don't take it. It's not your fault.
No, none of them 5 years ago put. I went to the house. I printed the app out for them. I said put it in. None of these 4 people put it in at all.
And it's nobody's fault but theirs.
They're just now talking to me like, yo, man, I'm going to get my CDL. 4 or 5 years later?
Yeah, after you done been all over
the country.
You done bought
2 trucks.
2 trucks. You know what I'm saying? Done stayed in the best suites.
And I think
experienced the best of life.
I think they're only doing it because they see my popularity.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's a little disingenuous because they want to have the same access to you that they had back then, but you can't because things aren't the same.
Did you notice from your success from coming from under the poverty line to being over the poverty line?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the degree? Did you notice the caliber of mate go up?
Oh, tremendously. Tremendously.
Really?
Oh, tremendously.
So you seen it and you was like, okay, I would have dated this before, and now I wouldn't even talk.
Now I don't even talk to them. Now you can't even get my time of day.
Another thing that I noticed too. Did you notice they got smaller as you got more money?
They did get a lot more fitter, a lot more sexier. Rick Ross just had a baby with a fitness model.
Because that was, I talked to Law about this. I said, why are thin chicks inboxing me?
They like the successful boss. They like the big belly rude boy. They look a bunch of tall wife.
I don't even know what that means. Because I remember when I was just on the block chilling. Mm-hmm. And you know, I like big women. Mm-hmm. I'm from the
You're from the South.
You know what I'm saying?
So give them a nice thicker than them grits you would eat. Thicker than a $8 jawbreaker.
Exactly. And the chicks that I would talk to, they would be full size. It's cool. It's what I like. It's no big thing. A couple of cute chicks, but the smaller chicks usually dealt with popular, so I never dated them in high school, stuff like that. And I was never willing to jump over hoops. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't wired that way. And then as I get older, it's like, man, I mean abs and all this.
All of that.
Are you a model? Why are you even talking to me? Mm-hmm. And you know what? It makes me sick. It does, because it's like I seen this on a show I was watching. You're the devil in a Sunday hat. You're showing up because of what I'm doing. You probably not even attracted
because
to
of
me.
who I am, but because of what I do. You're probably not even attracted to me. So
you're not even attracted to me. I should keep dating the caliber I've been dating, because your immediate interest in a successful person, to me, it feels artificial.
It's like a come up.
Exactly.
They're not looking for a relationship. They're looking for a rescue.
Yeah, they're not looking for a relationship. They're looking for a better situation.
They're not looking for companionship. They're looking for a come up.
How does the blue collar person to start making $100,000 a year, the person that's not a trucker that becomes a trucker, the white collar that becomes a big white collar, how do they deal with that?
The secret is they are married before the transition happens, which is why I love Loshawn for that. It's a blessing. I have clients all the time that are married, like Mr. and Mrs. Dixon. I big them up all the time. I say all the time, it's a blessing. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, and he obtains favor from the Lord. He finds a good thing. It's hard. It is so difficult. So difficult. We were talking about that in another video. How difficult, like you don't know the ulterior motives. You don't know if they're looking for a companionship or they're looking for a come up. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I teach my daughter, like, you need to be with a man that can do something for you. Mm-hmm. She can't be with no bum. Like, my daughter can't be with no bum.
So, I mean, it being, what is the word? Is that, it's you're dating hypergamous? Is that hypergamous?
I don't know what that is.
It's the one where you're dating up. I forget the name of it.
I don't know. I don't know that.
We're going to say
you just taught me something new.
Yeah. Y'all tell me. I watch it because I watch the War of the Sexes.
Okay.
On YouTube, especially in the conscious community, it's big.
Okay.
They talk about colorism. They talk about this, that. They talk about women dating up and stop dating dudes without certain educations and all that type of stuff. And I believe I could be wrong. Y'all comment under
the comments below. Let us know.
But I believe the word is hypergamous. You're teaching your daughter to at least be somewhat hypergamous, so you're not dragging somebody up the mountain. But is that a factor in the higher caliber women looking at us as we get more popular? Yeah,
because it's like, Okay. So in the intermission, I had my phone ring.
Yeah.
Prime example. This young lady, fashion designer, Jamaican, model type, all this other stuff. She and I were friends, and I told her where I was going to be. She saw me get there, and the only reason why I kind of keep her around is because she saw me get there. But because she's Jamaican, we speak patois to each other, and there's this term that's called a waste man. Mm-hmm. And a waste man is like a bum, mm-hmm. or like that type of person. So her whole entire time she said, "Me not date no waste man." She's always said that. She said, "Me not date no waste man." That's what she's been taught. So I actually put her on ice for like a year and change, and you see how she's trying to come back heavy. You know.
Then she witnessed you become out of a waste man.
I mean, yep. She said she watched Big Man this.
Yeah, Jamaicans do say big man.
Big man this. Yeah. Then she watched me become into a boss man or become into a successful person. So I said all of that to say that it's like one of the things is, like I said, the only reason why I kind of keep her around is because she knows who I was before. Mm-hmm. So I do know there's a genuine friendship there. But we're not together. I don't even know, what the whole situation is. I don't know what it is. But ideally, I'm thinking if you go to this situation going from McDonald's to being a trucker, or being a trucker having one truck and now you got 6 trucks, and now you don't even drive anymore. All you do is count money. You know what I'm saying? Or you go to that situation and then you're able to physically go in a shirt and tie to these large manufacturers and get your own contracts. Ideally, you would probably want to get someone that's like-minded who can go through the transition so you can teach them something. Mm-hmm. Women are all, see, the thing about it is that the reason why pastors and preachers are so coveted and also are always coming after women, like to be taught something. Women like to be molded into something. So if you can teach them something or help them in their transition, then it is what it is. Typically speaking, women, majority of the time, women would date older men. Most of the time, not all the time, because they could teach them something, have more life experiences.
That's true, because the response to my videos when I'm really being philosophical and cerebral, and I'm really talking about my beliefs on this or that, mm-hmm. or relationship with money, that gets a better response from females than men.
It does.
That is crazy.
And you and I, because you and I are such businessmen, we look at the analytics of that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And so that's how come it can be misleading about our demographic, because our content changes. So we know how to pull which content from which person. That's very true.
That's true, because I had a guy say you're wishy-washy, one minute you're this, one minute you're that, one minute you're this, because it's a mood thing.
Yeah, it is. It's real life. Yeah. Like, that's another thing. It's not scripted. Like, even the fake TV or the reality TV is not real. Like, the best reality TV is YouTube, is a vlogger.
Yeah, because it's
real.
There's no producer.
There's no producer. We are our own producers, but at the same time, it's the most realest thing.
That is crazy. Now, look, I've held up Dean for an hour or so.
We got more. We're going to talk about how Lo got his truck.
Yep, we still have to talk about how Lo got his truck. This video will first be seen on Patreon. The link will be below, also with a link to his YouTube.
Yes, and my online course. If you want to learn how to build business credit that's completely separate from your personal credit. If you want to know how to be able to get your personal credit score, your scores jumped almost 200 points going through the course. If you want to learn that, the information the link will be below as well. It's dcfionline.com/enroll. That will take you right there.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm also going to put a annotation in this. Also, at the end of this video, I will be putting the playlist. Dean has a playlist on my channel where you can go look at other stuff from him. Thank y'all. Subscribe.
Thank you for